Hi, my name is Walt Sanders. I am with the Human Resource Department. The name of this course is Business Communication. Today, I will go over the definition of communication, types of communication, presentation, problem solving, contacts, mediation, and collaboration. Communication is how knowledge is passed and shared. It is done through 5 steps: coming up with an idea, conveying the idea, and deciphering the idea. It is oral, written, or video. It is formal and informal. I will discuss the barriers to communication. There are several barriers to communication. Barriers to communication can include the organization's internal and external roles. There could be a misunderstanding of the frame of reference, prejudice, or closed-mindedness, an inability to communicate, a lack of listening skills, or emotional interference. Filtering can be a communication barrier as to who receives the full message and who does not. Barriers to communication could also include physical interruptions, such as hearing impairment or noise. Listening is an important part of communication. Listening is encoding information. We listen to learn, listen to absorb what is being said and connect with the speaker. We listen to filter what is being said. We show interest by actively listening and asking questions. And lastly, we look at body language to understand the emotional reference of the speaker. I will go over the 4 A's of listening: awareness, analysis, assessment, and action. Awareness is being attentive and accepting the encoded message. While analyzing a conversation means being non-judgmental, identifying patterns, and determining the message's issues and strengths. Assessment means summarizing the main themes and affirming their point of view. It doesn't mean you agree or disagree, it simply closes the communication gap. And lastly, action means to respond appropriately. Now I will go over what it means to have good listening skills. Have good listening skills, you must approach the conversation with a positive attitude, a positive facial expression, and a positive posture and gesture. You must be open to encoding the message, which involves making eye contact, remembering what is said, and actively engaging in the conversation. Now, I will go over the 4 types of communication: oral, written, telephone, conference, and video. Oral communication is about choosing the right words, structuring your message, and being aware of cultural diversity. When communicating orally, use simple English, check for understanding by observing eye messages, and encourage feedback. When using writing communication, create personal guidelines, such as returning messages within 24 hours, and create a database of templates you can use in different situations to speed up communication and ensure formality. When using social media to communicate, learn to manage risks, avoid posting without the company's prior consent, and when blogging, write to self-promote, be consistent, care about what you write, demonstrate expertise, and stay informed. When writing reports of business meetings, keep them to 1 to 2 pages. Use short sentences and short paragraphs. Keep it simple, using parallelism, bullet points, numbers, headings, and graphs. When communicating via email, use an opening that includes your name, company address, salutation, and subject line. For the body of the email, be sure to research your topic, organize your thoughts, and compose. Avoid slang, idioms, acronyms, and abbreviations. Revise and correct grammar, word use, and punctuation. Proofread the message, make it clear and informal. I evaluate the message to judge if it accomplishes its goal. And don't forget to use a complimentary close with your name, position, address, email, and telephone number. When communicating via telephone or email, before you call to schedule a time to talk, figure out how long you want the call to last. Be clear, introduce yourself, your company, and a brief explanation of why you are calling. Follow the agenda. Promote efficiency, be respectful, be cheerful, and don't stray from the agenda. Do not multitask, concentrate on the caller. Remember to confirm, end the call well, and follow up with an email for confirmation. The last topic is communicating via conference and video. There are physical meetings, virtual meetings, and conference calls. Think about the meeting's goal, prepare a planned agenda, and introduce yourself, your name, and company affiliation. And be sure to provide a brief explanation of the meeting's purpose. Prepare an oral presentation. Plan visual aids and handouts. The meeting should start within 3 to 5 minutes, and remember to maintain a positive, motivational, and stimulating conference. Develop group consensus and manage conflict. Follow an agenda, authorize exchange of ideas, and end on time. Lastly, document the presentation results for lessons learned. When giving an oral presentation, tell a story. Keep it under 60 seconds. Highlight your expertise and achievements. Be sure it includes past, present, and future elements. Talk about transformation, good, better, and best. Talk about inspirational people. Keep it to no more than 150 words. And lastly, build your team's morale with your presentation. Now let's talk about problem solving. We all know that problems will arise, so let's talk about how to handle them in a business setting. First, we must understand the problem and its scope. Start by writing the problem down in a clear statement. If you need advice, get it early. Be prepared to communicate the problem and to deal with it. This can include people, emotions, and the reality of the problem. Remember that time is money. Deal with the problem as soon as it arises. Describe the problem, explain how the company feels about it, and tell them it must stop or the company will have to take corrective action. Document the problem in a statement. including how the company feels about it, how you handled it, and the corrective action taken, and have the employees sign it. This protects you and makes it easier to take corrective action. Lastly, analyze and evaluate for future reflection and lessons learned. The last three topics of this course are contacts, mediation, and collaboration. I will start with contacts. Remember that not all contacts lead to a job, but act with purpose, manage the moment, listen well, and end well. The next topic is mediation. When it comes to mediation, know what you want, say it, and know the facts. This may include the capacity, the consequences, and the situation. Remember to do your research and explain your expectations. Keep sentences short and structured, but positive. Listen and give feedback. Recognize negotiation tricks like delayed tactics, false data, and last-minute requests. Lastly, go over with them what was negotiated. The last topic of this course is collaboration. Collaboration occurs when the task is too large or complicated for one person. When collaborating with others, set a deadline and be open to varied viewpoints and expertise. As a team leader, understand your role and set rules. Be sure to build an idea flowchart with 3 to 5 main points. Lastly, focus on the relationships between the flowchart and the team. This concludes today's lesson on business communication. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day. If you want to test your knowledge, be sure to take the quiz that accompanies this lecture.